You're not going to be allowed to live with your mom. If your mom doesn't want you in the house, and if she's allowing you to live on a bench outside her property, that means that she doesn't want you there. And the reason why she probably doesn't want you there is because you have issues, the methamphetamine and all of this other stuff and not working. Because how old are you?
33.
You're 33. You're an adult. You should have employment. Nobody else should be supporting you. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to want a tap evaluation in custody. 3 CR 9462, State of Texas versus Mark Anthony Reyes. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the State Yard.
Defense.
Todd Lessard for Mark Reyes.
And did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, off the record for a moment. Ms. Purvis, you can move down to the end to speak with your attorney. Sure, no problem. We're back on the record. The court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Reyes, I'm showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
I've already signed that. That's okay. I'm going to show you what's entitled court admonishments. And I'm sorry, did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of burglary of a building with intent to commit theft? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Your Honor.
Mr. Reyes, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, there's a $500 fine to be probated and the state recommends deferred adjudication. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
There are not, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the agreement. The state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 14 months. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 80 hours of community service restitution, no contact with Brentwood MS at 1602 West Thompson Place, San Antonio, Texas, 78226. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offense as charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor, I offer State's Exhibit 1 and the attachments.
No objections.
All right, states, you may continue to confirm. Showing you what's entitled wavering consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, my client is very motivated to make certain that he complies with this court's orders. If this court is going to grant him deferred adjudication, he understands the ramifications if he does not, and he would very much like this court to follow the recommendation.
All right. Mr. Reyes, why are you going into schools?
I went to go use, I needed to use the restroom, and that's what I was looking for at the time. I just needed to go to the restroom, and then.
All right, was this during a weekday?
I can't remember.
All right.
I know it was after hours.
All right, so why do you think it's okay for you to go into property that is not yours to use the restroom? That's what gas stations are for.
I didn't think it was okay. I just needed to use the restroom, and I just went in and left. I didn't mean to cause no trouble or anything.
All right, you can't do that. You understand? You're not allowed to go into places where somebody has not welcomed you. And if you're not a student, you're not allowed to be on campus unless you have clearance to be on campus. And you're definitely not allowed to go into schools after hours. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So why can you use the restroom at your home or some other place?
I had to use the restroom right there, and then I couldn't wait.
Okay, there's something else going on. When in my time on the planet, even though I'm in the twilight of my life, when I have to use the restroom and it's an emergency, I either go to, if there's a McDonald's near, I just go in and say, I'm buy a Coke, use the restroom, buy a Coke, that's it, because they want you to buy something. Or either you go to a gas station, I go to the gas station, I'm like, this is filthy, I'm just gonna have to hold it and hopefully my kidneys will survive. But I don't go on at a school campus after hours. So again, we're back to, why are you on a school campus after hours? Was there not a gas station near?
I wasn't near a gas station, I don't think.
At the core of the video, the atmosphere transforms into a deeply intense and emotionally charged exchange that immediately captures attention. Judge Stephanie Boyd shifts from formal questioning to a far more direct and uncompromising tone as she focuses on Mark Anthony Reyes, pushing him to explain not just what he did, but why he made those decisions. Reyes attempts to justify his actions by saying he was homeless and simply needed a place to go, but his explanation quickly begins to fall apart under the judge's sharp and persistent questioning. The moment grows increasingly tense as the judge digs deeper into his personal situation, highlighting his unemployment and confronting his admission of drug use. Her words carry a sense of urgency and frustration, making it clear that she sees a pattern of poor choices rather than a one-time mistake. Reyes, on the other hand, appears cornered, struggling to defend himself as the pressure builds with every question. The back and forth creates a gripping dynamic, where silence, hesitation, and tone all add to the intensity of the scene. This segment stands out as the emotional and dramatic peak of the video. It goes beyond just facts and charges, turning into a powerful moment of confrontation about responsibility, consequences, and the need for change. The judge's stern demeanor and direct approach create a sense of realism that pulls viewers in, making them feel the weight of the situation. By the end of this exchange, it becomes clear that this is more than just a routine hearing. It's a defining moment that forces Reyes to face the reality of his actions and the path he is on.
All right, are you homeless?
Yes,
All right, so why don't we start with, you're homeless. How long have you been homeless?
for like 2 years.
So when's the last time you had employment?
The last 4. I
Why are you unemployed?
don't work.
Okay, why don't you work?
I haven't found a job.
There are plenty of jobs around. So have you applied?
No, man.
Okay, so how do you expect to find a job if you haven't applied for a job?
I can unless I go looking for one.
All right, so is there something else going on with your client? Are there mental health issues, anything of that nature?
Judge, I'm not aware of any mental health issues.
All right, are there any mental health issues with you?
No, ma'am.
All right, so a lot of people are going around, they want to be nomads. Fine. You want to live off the land? Fine. You want to carry your backpack, go down the highway and eat off the land, see a fruit tree eating fruit or whatever, that's fine. But you cannot be inconveniencing other people because you decided that you don't want to work. If you're going to be on probation in here, I require everybody to have a job. So I'm going to give you a choice. And here's your choice. You can do a year at the state jail facility, or you can be on probation here. But if you're on probation here, you will get employment.
Yes, Your Honor.
So which would you prefer?
Probation with a job.
All right. So where are you going to be staying, or who are you going to be staying with?
My mom.
Does your mom want you there?
Mhm.
Have you called her?
No,
So how do you know she wants you there?
because that's where I stay at.
With a tent?
No, just outside on the bench.
All right. So I can tell you, if your mom has you living outside on the bench, she does not want you there. So the next question is, what is your drug of choice? What drugs have you been using?
I don't have a drug of choice, but if I were to do one, it would be methamphetamine.
All right. So how many times have you used meth in the past?
It's like a good 6, 7 times.
How far did you go in school?
I graduated 12th grade.
All right. So what are you planning on doing with the rest of your life?
Well, I was trying to, what I was thinking is just to get a job but to change my life, make it go around.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. Court is going to do a $500 fine probated. Do you have any children?
No, man.
Okay. Court is going to sentence you to 2 years deferred adjudication, 100 hours of community service restitution, proof of employment within 30 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. You're not going to be allowed to live with your mom. If your mom doesn't want you in the house, and if she's allowing you to live on a bench outside her property, that means that she doesn't want you there. And the reason why she probably doesn't want you there is because you have issues, the methamphetamine and all of this other stuff and not working. Because how old are you?
33.
You're 33. You're an adult. You should have employment. Nobody else should be supporting you. You understand?
Yes, you are.
I'm going to want a TAP evaluation in custody. Follow TAP recommendations. We'll do a referral to felony drug court, and that referral is to take place in custody. There's to be no contact with Brentwood MS at 1602 West Thompson Place, 78226. There's to be random regular UAs, field visits, 1 time per month until he finds stable housing. And probation, if that housing is at Haven for Hope, I'll consider that stable housing. Anything else he needs? Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Have you ever had employment before in your life?
Mm-hmm.
Right, so you know how to get employment, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. In this court, probation, we take it very seriously. If there is an issue Let your probation officer know. If you feel probation is not addressing that issue, then you can come to the court. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you're gonna have to do better in your life. All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you,
You're
Your
welcome.
Honor.
As the video moves toward its final moments, the intensity settles into a firm and controlled conclusion that carries a strong sense of finality. After the heated questioning and emotional pressure, everything shifts into a decisive tone where expectations are no longer debated, they are clearly defined. The outcome is delivered with precision, outlining strict conditions that must be followed without exception. Each requirement feels deliberate and serious, reinforcing that this is not just another chance, but a critical turning point that will determine what comes next. There is a noticeable weight in these closing moments, as the focus turns entirely to responsibility and the consequences of future actions. The message becomes unmistakably clear: any failure to comply will bring much harsher results. The structured conditions, from maintaining discipline to proving real effort toward change, create a sense of pressure that lingers even after the scene ends. It's not just about punishment, it's about whether genuine transformation will take place. The final tone remains calm yet authoritative, leaving no room for misunderstanding. It feels like a closing warning wrapped in controlled composure, where every word carries meaning. As the video ends, it leaves viewers with a powerful takeaway about accountability, second chances, and the reality that opportunities for change come with strict boundaries. The lasting impression is one of seriousness and consequence, making it clear that the next steps will define everything moving forward.